subscription spot. Spot's having a look at a brand new box from the folks over at Bakers Krate. Natural, local, and fresh, delivered right to your house. This is the Bakers Krate for September 2016. Inside this box, you're going to get a selection of local delicious desserts delivered to your house every single month. Spot will put the link down below, right down below this video, and you can check it out. You can subscribe and get one of these similar boxes delivered to your house as well. I do have to indicate though on the front of the box, caution may contain traces of nuts, wheat, soy, dairy, eggs, gluten, seeds, and other allergens. If you are allergic to any one of the following, perhaps this crate's not for you. If you, like myself, apparently only get the only allergic reaction to sweets by getting a little bit overweight, well then you're in luck. And you can still subscribe and get one of these boxes delivered to your house. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a knife going. Got Hank to join us here. I'm going to go ahead and cut the seal on the front. And let's see what we got inside. Always looking forward to getting stuff from the folks over at Bakers Krate. Let's see what we've got. Some polka dot tissue paper. We don't necessarily need that. Just put that to the side. You've also got yourself, as always included with these Bakers Krate boxes, you've got yourself an ingredient list. So luckily for this, you can know right away what's in it. If, for example, you are allergic to any of the items listed here, well, then you know right away it could be something that you might want to stay away from. Doesn't show you how to make it necessarily. Doesn't show you the measurements. It shows you strictly the ingredients. Put that right there. Got ourselves also a card for this month's Bakers Krate consisting of a caramel macchiato cake in a jar. I've never actually heard of one of those before. A sweet and salty cookie, pasticini, which is an Italian delicacy, and the fabulous chocolate chunk brownie. Also indicated where they're from, also indicating when they expire, none of which I really have to worry about, or at least in the sense of the expiries, because these are going to be long gone before the basically the end of this hour, which we're on to the hour now. I can't see these surviving to the end of the hour. All right. Oh, and there's a little picture on the back there too. Someone's doing their business, apparently with their phone off, and also enjoying some delicious snacks. Let's get right into this. Let's get right into this and sample the wares that the folks over at Bakers Krate have shipped to us. I say us because we're all kind of doing this together. Shipped to us for this month. Now this is the pasticini. If I have not pronounced that correctly, I do apologize. But it's a buttercream filled cookie dipped in salted chocolatey coating. This comes to us from Gourmet Bliss Baked Goods. Butter cookies sandwiched in buttercream dipped in chocolate with a hint of sea salt. Gourmet Bliss Baked Goods. Let's go ahead and open these up. The packaging threw me off usually because they always come in like a wrap or a bag. This is actually more of a really polished looking bag. Right there, blissgourmet.ca. It's actually located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, R3X0G9. So we'll open this. Oh, I'm just making a mess everywhere. Let's open it up. There's one of them. You can see that there's the icing in between, the chocolate on the ends, a little bit of sprinkling of that sea salt. Let's give these a try. The pasticini. Here we go. Let's give it a try. Both the texture and the flavor, except for, of course, the chocolate, reminds me very much of a shortbread. A very dense shortbread. The icing on the inside has a buttery flavor, doesn't have a lot of sweetness to it, and the chocolate does give that little pop of saltiness by the sprinkling of the sea salt that they've incorporated into the chocolate itself. I would describe the cookie as well balanced. The balance of the darker chocolate, or the dark saltiness of the chocolate, mixed with the butteriness of the cream, mixed with the butteriness as well of the cookies itself, you get a pretty well-balanced cookie as a result of it. That's a good way to start. And there appears to be another 2 in there, so I could save those for later, or I could share them as well, which I probably will be doing. Share alike. That's my motto. Let's see what else we have in here. more familiar with this style of packaging, we have the fabulous chocolate chunk brownie. It comes to us from Goodies Bake Shop, 1124 Ellis Avenue, Winnipeg, Manitoba, R3G0E4. This is a chocolate brownie with chunks of Belgian chocolate on top, a chocolate lover's dream. Chocolate lover's dream for some. Unfortunately, I'm not a super big chocolate fan. I like chocolate with stuff, but like chocolate on chocolate on chocolate, I find it a little too much. So maybe I might be the best judge of character here in the regards of the brownie. The brownie, I must say, it's rather moist. Look how moist that brownie is. I just love saying moist. Moist, delicate. Delicate? That's, I think I was kind of looking for two words there. It does look very chocolatey though. Decadent, that's the word I was looking for. Delicate and decadent. Apparently Spot just decides to merge into one word. All right, let's give this a try. The fabulous chocolate chunk brownie from Goodies Bake Shop. Here we go. I had to kind of just pause there for a second to just kind of register everything I was tasting. The chocolate isn't nearly the dark flavor of chocolate I was expecting. The Belgian chocolate as well as the chips on the top here are all also more in vein, I guess, with the semi-sweet or lighter grades of chocolate. I think my initial worries were that I was going to bite into it and it was just going to be very dark chocolate overload. On quite the contrary though, the chocolate is very light. It's like more of a semi-sweet chocolate. The dark bitterness that I was expecting, completely not even in the picture here. The brownie is very moist though. The chocolate chunks on the top too aren't like boulders when it comes to trying to bite into them. They're a soft enough chocolate that you can easily bite into it. You don't feel like you're biting into a good wedge of solid chocolate. That is a good, delicious brownie. Now, speaking again from somebody who's not a big chocolate fan, you know, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good for somebody that doesn't like a lot of chocolate to actually enjoy that. Let's see what else we have in here. A couple more delicious, delicate, there I go saying that word again, decadent, delicious goods. This is the sweet and salty cookies. A delicious combination, decadent baked cookies. See, even it says right there, decadent. Cookies based on your favorite snack foods inside. From Pinky's Bake Shop, 439 Stradbrook Avenue, Winnipeg, Manitoba. All right, so, oh, it's actually, is it sandwiched? It is sandwiched. No, it's not. I thought it was actually sandwiched, but they were just stuck together. Spot was being silly. Let's break ourselves off a piece here. It says baked with your favorite snack foods inside, so it really could be just a series of different things. I see chocolate chips. I don't really see what else could be making up the majority of this cookie, but the only way we'll find out, of course, we'll have to give it a try. Reluctantly, Spot says, okay, I'll give it a try. For the greater good of mankind. Let's give this a try. The sweet and salty cookies from Pinky's Bake Shop. Here we go. I'm rather perplexed by the flavor of what I'm tasting here. Oh, that would explain it. Of course, you got your regular ingredients for your cookie, but then also inside, there's potato chips, pretzels, graham crackers, chocolate chips, score bits, ground coffee. I think what I was tasting was the score bits. Now, of course, for each bite, you could potentially get a different taste and texture. I feel like I was tasting a little bit of that coffee and a whole lot of the score bits. It doesn't have like a crispiness to it, but biting into it, you know, sometimes if sugar crystallizes, it has like a more of a texture flavor to it as opposed to just being a neutral cookie. It really tastes a lot like that. Whereas I probably, if I had read this in the beginning, I would have initially, I think, summed up my opinions way too early into the game. Looking at pretzel, looking at graham cracker, which not so much, but maybe pretzel, potato chips, ground coffee. I would have thought, I don't know how that's going to come together for a cookie. That sounds like something a kid would have created for the show, Just Like Mom. But the end result, though, I have to say, is the cookie is rather delicious. So far, of the 3 things that we've tried here, or I've tried and through the process of watching this channel, you can also watch and live this with me. But I think, so far of the flavors that I've tried, this actually might be the contender for the #1 pick in this box. That being said, that we still haven't looked at the caramel macchiato cake in a jar. So let's put this one to the side. But if I could give an award, a virtual star, if you will, I would have given to probably these right here. All right, so we got one more thing. Now I'm noticing I do not see, normally they have the fork, the proverbial fork at the top of the box. And I don't see the spork combination included here. Because unfortunately, I'm going to need myself a fork. Hold on a second, let Spot go get a fork. Has himself a fork. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the jar here. This could not have been something that I would have accomplished just by using my hands. I also would not be very civilized. Let's see what we got here. So this is a caramel macchiato cake in a jar, coffee shop classic. A moist chocolate cake with espresso, or espresso as some people would also correct me on, icing and homemade caramel. This is from Caked with Love, 1459 Corridon Avenue, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Best before October 9th, 2009. So what I'm going to expect in here is probably the flavoring of the espresso, as well as of course, the caramel, which I can see some of it kind of seeping through the icing here, and it looks like a regular chocolate cake. All right, let's try to get a whole lot of everything going on in this fork here. So I'm going to kind of poke it down, pull up what we can here, without, of course, making a disastrous mess everywhere. There is, I'm guessing, most of it. I got a little bit of the chocolate cake, I got a little bit of the caramel, I got a little bit of the frosting. Let's give this a try. The final item in this month's box from Bakers Krate, the caramel macchiato cake in a jar. Probably pronouncing that incorrectly. Nonetheless, let's give it a try. Here we go. That's quite good. For somebody, again, not a big coffee fan, I find the flavors are well balanced. I do taste the espresso, but it's not overwhelming the flavor of the cake. One of my also concerns mentioned in a previous video was the ratio of cake to frosting, where sometimes there's just way too much frosting for the amount of cake. This seems, I think, well balanced, well proportioned in the aspect of the cake and icing ratio. There's just the right amount of icing and just the right amount of cake, not too much of either. That's quite good. I think my favorite still is the cookie, the sweet and salty cookies, but this I could potentially see as a second runner-up. And again, I like the snack size of it too, probably as well keeping the smaller scale so that the shipping cost of the boxes probably be a little more easy and reasonable. But not a bad looking cake. Looks good, tastes good. Yeah, overall pretty good, coming again from somebody who doesn't like coffee. I think my overall feelings of the cake, or not even just of the cake, but the entire crate, is that the box this month was actually pretty good. It surprised me in some aspects because while a lot of things at face value I may not potentially have liked, like the chocolate chunk brownie, the sweet and salty cookies, and the macchiato cake in a jar, are all based on reading them, flavors and combinations of things that I probably would have said, huh? But actually surprising. I would call this month's box surprising. Surprising in a good way, because while I wasn't thinking I was going to like it, I ultimately liked it quite a bit. If you guys are interested in getting the Bakers Krate delivered to your house every single month, you can use one of these. You can use one of these turned on, and you can subscribe to the Bakers Krate and get one of these boxes delivered to your house every single month. Today, we're having a look at the Bakers Krate for September 2016. As always, thanks for watching, as you always do, guys. See you next time.